Aloha, everyone. Quite an impressive session in the stock market today. So impressive, in fact, that a very rare switch is occurring. I think the last time this happened was in 2011 at the lows, right back here. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I have a feeling it's back here. We switched from sell signal to buy signal in one session. That happened again today, so it's been the first time in about 3.5 years. But the NYSE has retaken its 250-day moving average. The Nasdaq retook its 50-day moving average. The S&P 500 retook its 50-day moving average. And if you look at the very next screen below the price, you can see that volume was above average on all of the indexes, and that was the key. That's all I needed. If volume would have been below average, I would need a follow through to this session. So today would have been a neutral, then a follow through needed for a buy signal. With this under a buy signal, though, we're good to go. So we can increase our long positions here, but at this point, we're already very long. Going into today, I am 75% long. So I'm going to continue to pussyfoot with my new long positions. But first, let's look at the oscillators. The NASDAQ, you can see that we're at the lower end of the oversold area. So while it's not extremely oversold, we still have a long way to go before we get overbought. Same with the NYSE, same with the S&P 500, and same with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The last index I didn't show was the Russell 2000. My apology. Up a whopping 2% today, and also plenty of room to go before we get overbought. Looking at the stochastics, same thing on all of the indexes. They're coming from oversold area, an oversold area below the 50 line. So there remains a lot more potential upside, and there still could be some downside, but we're on some solid footing. And going back to the pussyfooting of new long positions, there were a lot of long signals tonight, and intraday one of my buy stops got hit. Lulu, I put the buy stop just above the 63.47 levels, and it was hit, and it's now at 63.76, but this is a new long signal tonight based on the buy stop for other subscribers if you do not have it already. But so Lulu, 2.5% position. Why not bigger? Because it's not coming right off the 50 with the 200-day there. It's already made a pretty big move higher. Also, EVDY, I'm all right with these positions being bigger if you want. I might increase the size by the time I enter the orders. I just got to see how far out earnings are on all these, and I know that some of these have earnings way far out, so I might. EVDY would be one that I might increase it from 2.5% to 5%. The reason why I have it listed as 2.5%, because if I put 2.5% in all my longs, 2% in the two ads I'm about ready to show you, and I buy back all the stocks that I just recently sold that have now retaken their sell points, I'm going to be fully invested. But we'll see. If I have money left over, I'm going to increase the size into EVDY. This is one I've been watching since December, getting a strong signal at the 50-day moving average, the pocket pivot point signal. Also, RAX is one that I'm thinking about increasing. I wish the 200-day moving average was closer, but price has spent a long time consolidating with that pocket pivot point signal off the 50-day moving average, and earnings, I believe, next month. This would be also one we can increase to 5%, but for now, 2.5%. And then Wolf, I'm going to keep this at 2.5%. At one point intraday, it wasn't up 3.65%. It was up just 3%. And then I was going to go probably a little bit bigger. But as of now, with the pocket pivot point signal, I want to go ahead and just keep it cool and make this a 2.5% signal. Got an add signal in PayC. What's crappy is that a couple of stocks, Ruby 2 today. Ruby, yesterday, my sell stops, I had one of my 4 sell stops below the 1478 level, and it got that. And it reversed huge, up 7% today, so I'm not going to be able to add it back. But one stock that did kind of shake me out, PayC, I put stops below this level. It shook me out, but then I put buy stops just above the 2350 level, and at the open, those immediately went into effect yesterday, and we've got follow-through today on accumulation with the stock taking out the 50-day moving average. Once again, I believe earnings are coming up, so make sure if you go long here, stops below the low a day, just like my ad signal yesterday, stops got raised, and now the next level stop is obviously 2340. So keep that in mind. And then also CBPO, got an ad signal in that one today. Very nice stair-stepping chart. Likes to pull back hard, but always finds support at the 50-day moving average. It's been a choppy one for me lately, as I recently was taken out of everything here, put it back on here, was taken out of some of it, then intraday here, and then had to put it back on, then was taken out of it intraday, some of it, and now taken out of more of it, and now I get an add back signal. So it's been choppy. Some commissions have been spent, but it hasn't even been $10 in commissions. So that's like not even a trade at E-Trade or Scottrade or Ameritrade. So you got to put things in perspective whenever I'm doing all these trading with only $1 a share, moving thousands of dollars around. But CBPO is also an add 2%, and then also MUSA, got to put back on what I just sold. ZLTQ, the recent sell, got to put it back on. UEIC, the sell that we made back here. I believe I can't remember. It's too many stocks. That's got to be put back on now also. EW was a recent full sell. It's got to be put back on. And then ISIS, I sold a quarter of it off. And so with it looking good again, I want to set buy stops just above 72.33. So it hit 72.34. That position will be put back on. And then ANAC intraday today took me out of both. My lowest stop was at 32.19 and it went down to 32.04. So I've been completely taken out of ANAC. But what I will do back now is just put it back on immediately. So I'm going to put back on ANAC tonight, even though it's closing at 33.48. And now that I think about it just more with everybody, I am going to put buy stops above 33.49. I'm not going to put it back on at 33.33. So it's got to get back above 33.49. And then for sells, SQQQQ intraday, all of my stops were hit. I think I still had like 2 or 3 on the book. They were all hit. SPXS, same thing, 2 or 3 on the book. All 3 were hit. So we no longer have any hedges. LE was also a massive failure, big reversal, but I have no interest in re-entering that one at all anytime soon. And then the mistake today is that, I woke up before the market opened Monday, or not Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday. And as always is the case every week, by Thursday, I'm exhausted trying to keep up with Maui and New York time. But MDVN, remember, if I ever give a new long signal and the stock is opening below the open, and especially below the low day, so if it would have been opening at 107, this definitely isn't a long. But with it opening up below 108.83 at 108.42, it negates the long signal. At one point intraday, it was ugly. By the time I woke up, though, it was reversing off its lows, put the sell stops on intraday. It never touched them. Big reversal higher. I'm going to cut my losses on half the position short. Small loss. I see it's gapping up to 107 after hours, so half of the position got very lucky on. The other half, though, I'm going to go ahead and see what MDVN can do here. It's a perfect speculator scan stock and a CAN Slim quality stock, so 103.45 will be my final sell stop.